G'day guys. Okay, this one is in hyperspeed. I'm going to forewarn you of that. Excuse me. Because I'm painting this whole background and I wanted to leave it in here to show you how I used the MONTMARTE acrylic ink droppers. What do you call them? They're acrylic ink. They're just called acrylic ink. Premium acrylic ink is what they're called. And I love these things. You can obviously you can add water to them, dilute them, which I show you right at the beginning here. Don't worry, I haven't gone anywhere. I just did that a little bit slowly so you can see that I have drawn some flames on there, and I'm back. Now, I just did that bit just a little bit slower so I could show you that I'm just drawing a very, very rough outline of some flames, and they're not perfect. They're not perfectly lined up. Would you spray paint these on your car? Probably not. But hey, it works. It comes together and it works for me. So I wanted to draw the flames on there first. You can see the 3 photos. I'll tell you about the 3 photos. My husband and I took the 3 kids to Cafe 63, which is a cafe in our local town, and our kids love going there. It's fantastic. It's really good. They've got a massive menu, so for everyone from everywhere else other than Australia. Cafe 63 is they've got a huge menu. They've got everything from breakfast to vegan to steaks, to steak sandwiches, to hamburgers, to all, like, you go in there and you can find something to eat. Pancakes, waffles, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we went in and I don't even know what it was. I think I ordered something, or maybe it was Taylor, I'm not sure. But Taylor and I are the ones in the household that like spicier food, and one of our meals had a small red chili on it. Now, anyone that likes, this is in hyperspeed, guys, okay, so that you can actually see it. I think it looks really cool when you watch it all actually happen in front of you. So at the moment, it's diluted yellow. So I've just put a drop in there and I've added some water to it. And the orange and the red that is in the little palette, they're all diluted colors at the moment, okay? Now, so what I ended up doing was I bet Angela she wouldn't eat the chili for $5. Now, Angie's not a spicy kid. She doesn't like super spicy stuff, and which her boyfriend figured out really quickly because he loves quite spicy food. And anyway, she went over to his place one day and he made her I think it was a steak or something, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, he cooked her lunch, which was really sweet. Anyway, he put chili on it and it was way too hot for her. Anyway, so we were at Cafe 63, squirrel, and we were at Cafe 63. Anyway, this chili was sitting there, and I said, now, full well knowing, Taylor and I know that, your Scovilles go up, which is, your heat Scovilles, they go up when the chili gets really small. So we sort of went, I ain't eating that thing. Not a chance, right? That is nowhere near the size of a capsicum, therefore I'm not eating that straight. So we were mucking around and we said to Angela, and I said, I think I said it to her. I said, I'll pay you $5 if you eat the whole chili. And she's like, what, the whole thing? And she sat there for ages, and Darren was laughing. He's like, you won't do it. Don't do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Anyway, she goes, you'll pay me $5 if I eat this. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to do it. She's going to die. Anyway, so she did. She just, I'm doing it. And she chewed it up. She swallowed it down. She actually said when she got to the end of it, she's like, it actually wasn't as hot as she thought it would be. Thank goodness, like it wasn't, which is obviously why I'm scrapping the photos, because it was funny. But yeah, she downed this chili, and we were positive it was going to be a hot chili, and it didn't turn out to be too hot, which was great. But yeah, so hence the flames. Now I don't have any paper with flames on it. I could have cut out a cut file with flames. I could have done something like that, but I was in the mood for painting, and I thought, you know what, you guys seem to like it when I do things, obviously not every day, but you know, when I do stuff like this, why not? So I was just enjoying the moment. Now, Taylor had gone off to work. This was one day when she had to be out of bed at like 3:45 in the morning. So I was up with her, and you can see the flames are starting to come together. Now, I decided, well, I'm just going to go into my craft room and see what I can come up with. And that's what I was doing. I was just enjoying it, enjoying the moment. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit of what I'm doing here. I'm obviously trying to make it look like flames, and at any interval along this sort of flame journey, I could have quite easily stopped and it would have been okay. But me being me, you know what I'm like. I've got to have the shading right. I've got to have it's just got to be a little bit different, and these products are really, really good to work with for that. They are, as I explained before, you can see them up in the top of the screen. They come in a 20ml bottle, and I bought the 12 pack, and there's a range of colours, but obviously the colours I'm using here, the brownie colour that I just put down, that is actually, I think it's called Umber. That'd be right. It's back to front. Give me half a shake and I'll tell you what it is. The brown, what I'm using the brown for, sorry, I could have just turned it over. Yellow ochre is what I'm using. So yellow ochre is, I'm using that as a brown to deepen the red, just to give you a different sort of, a bit more of a depth to your flame. So I'm trying to create, and I wanted to try and create this just solely using these acrylic inks, just to see how realistic I could get it to look. Now, I am no painter. I do a lot of things, but I'm not great at any of them, really. I just give it a go. And that's what I want you guys to take from my channel. It's not that anything that I do, it's not to, I had someone say to me the other day that she feels intimidated by my channel. Please don't feel that way. Please, please, please don't. I don't do pages like this to intimidate you and scare you off from trying. I do this to give you inspiration. I want you to see that sitting down with some paints, this could be water paint, this could be gouache paint, this could be just a cheap watercolor paint. You could just get the watercolor pans from MONTMARTE. Any of those things, your watercolor pencils, you could do it with that, just to get, and just to create your own background. If obviously most of the people that do scrapbooking or card making, they've got that artistic flair in there anyway. It's just a matter of unlocking it and realizing that, you know what, it's actually not that hard. And I think by seeing people do it and seeing that it's just layers, that's all this comes down to. Do some layers, let that layer dry, move on to the next one, to the next flame. And I didn't tie in smoke or anything to this, so it's just the flames. Now, about here, I start using, I think I'm starting to use the solid acrylic. Yeah, I am. So I'm starting to use just the straight acrylic color. So the acrylic ink. Now, you can tell when I've used it, because can you see that it's a slightly glossy finish. Now, the downside to that glossy finish is you can't go over it with, you know how sometimes I like to use my watercolor pencils or something like that to add extra shadowing and stuff like that. I can go over when I've diluted this, so on that yellow in the background, I can go over that, but where I've used it straight, I can't. So it's an acrylic paint. It dries quite plasticky, so you can't go over that. So if you're wanting to use a medium that you can maybe use your pencils to help you get some shading going on, this is probably not the product to use. So now you can see now it's starting to look a lot more like flames. And but the yellow it's a cadmium yellow, which is the yellow that I love the most in the whole wide world. It is my favoriteest color. It is a cadmium yellow, but believe it or not, even being an acrylic, it's actually still quite transparent when it goes down. So I was finding that I wanted to mix it a little bit with the orange to give it a slight little bit more depth to it. So, like I said, I'm just going to town here. Don't worry about the centerpiece because that's obviously where the photos are going to go. So, I'm not too worried about that. But this is just another way that you can create a background if you want to jump in and play with some mixed media and you're not too sure how's it going to work, can I do it? Trust me. If you want more videos like this, I only take on simple shapes. That's what I like to do. So you can see here that the flames, they're just an S shape. That's all it is. Like I said, you wouldn't get it tattooed on you because it's not that good, but it's the basic shape. And then all I'm doing is adding different reds, oranges, and yellows through the center, and just using some of that yellow ochre to get a little bit more depth to the red, and it works really good. It takes it more to a deep crimson sort of color, and that works for me. So I think I'm nearly done. I could have just kept going and perfecting this. And I did actually consider pulling out some of my acrylic paints to get a little bit more lifelike to my flames. But I thought, no, that's not what this was about. This was supposed to be about the actual product. So I wanted to showcase the MONTMARTE acrylic ink and just show how far you can push it. So, yeah. Can you see there? Did you see how that yellow, it's quite translucent? So, which is good. It's good. It's not a problem. It's just what I was trying to do with it. I wanted it to be a little bit more opaque. But that's okay. It's not a problem. Sorry, I just need a drink because I've still got a cough. It's been like... Sorry about that. My cough has been with me now for nearly 3 weeks. So nearly 3 weeks, you guys have been, thank you so much, but you guys have been tolerating my cough. Oh, it's so annoying. Now, these pens are new to me. I purchased them in my January little buy-up that I had. And these are the MONTMARTE acrylic paint pens. So these are, I'll say that they're like a Posca paint pen. So if you know what Posca paint pens are, that's what they're like. Jury's still out on them. I have to use them a little bit more to find my groove as to how I would like to use them. They do have a very thick bullet nib on them, which made it so I was a bit taken back by, but I think as you can see me using them here, they're and I'm not being neat by any stretch of the imagination because I'm pulling it out anyway. But yeah, I liked them. I do like them. I just have to play with them a little bit more before I can sing their praises. So as far as the acrylic ink, I'll sing the praises of that big time because it's amazing. Love them. It's a great product and it's something different and I have fun with it. Now here I realise I've coloured I was meant to flip the Chilli and I didn't. So normally when I cut it out on my CRICUT, I would have done one, duplicated it and flipped the second one, but I didn't do that. So I painted the wrong side of the Chilli. So this is me just gluing down my title onto my offset, and I absolutely love how I do love how this layout comes out. So I hope you guys like it. Please leave me a comment below if you've made it this far and if it's something that you would give a go. Leave me a comment. I'll give you a word. MONTMARTE. Just put MONTMARTE in the comment. And then I'll know that that's something that maybe you want me to give a bit more of a go to, so you can actually, you know, see it working a little bit better and a little bit more, and, you know, maybe not flames next time, something different. So yeah. So one hot chili. Now I did notice that my chilies were getting lost in my flames. So because it's such a simple shape, I ended up just gluing it to some old cardstock, as you can see there, and just fussy cutting it out. Now this is where I realized how chunky the tips were on these pens. So they're paint pens, and I'm trying to use them the same way I would use a Posca paint pen, and they were a bit clunky. So I just have to find my groove. I'm not going to diss the product until I've given it a really good go. But I do like this colour. This is like it looks like a black, but it's more like a gunmetal grey. So I really did like that colour. So I popped the title down on top, and the art glitter glue sticks anything to anything. So no issue going on the glossy surface. Now, see the Chilli, now it stands out a little bit more. It's a super simple shape, so I didn't stress about putting it back through the CRICUT. And there you go. So that is pretty much my layout done, guys. I do come in with just some white. I think I used my Uniball Signo. I think that's what I used. And just to add some white highlights into the flames a little bit. Because, you know, sometimes you look at flames, and I think that's what I was having trouble with, I didn't leave any white space. And because I coloured in the background with a wash of yellow, there was no white. So I think that's what was throwing me off a little bit. Now, I am using my tear tape on the back of this purely and simply. Look how easy it is to lift it up with this tool. I'm loving this tool. Shirley, you are a legend. I love it. Now, I'm going along and taking out all the air out of it. Yes, it is my Uniball Signo. So I'm just adding some white highlights into the flame just to add a little bit of white back into the background. Now, I'm just going to let you know that in the description below, you will find my Facebook group and where I post all the photos every single day when I put up a video. You are more than welcome to share over there as well. If you have another YouTuber that you really, really like that you would like us to check out or share with other people in the group, pop it in there. You know, as long as we're not trying to sell things, that's really the only issue I have with the group. Is I do have it set to approving what everyone puts up there, and that's purely to make sure people don't put offensive stuff up there. Now, this is my layout. Oh, and I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description as well if you'd like to contribute to that. And this is my layout. What do you think? Let me know. Chat to you tomorrow. Bye for now.